Vinci, ridden by Martin Brennan. 2 is Midnight Madness, Rod Green, claiming the £7 allowance. 3, Boris Seaver, Mr. Seamus Mullins. Number 4, Cologne Abbey, Chris Grant. 5, the Langholm Dyer, now ridden by Liam O'Hara, claiming 5. 6 is Jelupe, ridden by the owner-trainer, Mr. Robin Sandys-Clarke. 7, Poland Nomad, on whom Peter Niven puts up £1 over at 10-1. 8 is Rawsell, blinkered but not for the first time, and ridden by Robbie Supple. Number 9, Ardacy, the mount of Tony Carroll. 10 is Cool Brew, with Brian Story replacing Andy Orkney. Number 11, Andrew, ridden by Colin Hawkins. 12 is Gamesmanship, a pound overweight for Seamus O'Neill at 10-1. And finally, number 13, Wisconsin, ridden by Billy Worthington. 13 runners then for the Tote Eider chase, and the betting is as follows.
Midnight Madness, the 9-4 favourite, in from 11-4. Cologne Abbey is 4-1, opened up at 3s. And Boris Seaver out to 9-2 from 7-2. Jelupe is in a couple of points, 7-1 from 9s. And Sam Da Vinci is steady on 8-1. Polar Nomad, 11-1. The Langham Dyer out to 12-1, open up at 10s. Ardacy on 20s. Russell 25-1. They go 33s bar theirs.
4 miles and a furlong, a shortish run though to the first of 26 fences. And we apologise for the loss of our normal camera which covers the starting point, but you'll see them there over the first. And one of the early leaders is last year's winner, Polar Nomad. Polar Nomad in company with Ardacy and the Langholm Dyer. These are the first 3. And also in that group as well is Gamesmanship. So they begin to settle down and make their way now towards the home turn on this, the first circuit, with on the inside Polar Nomad racing together with Gamesmanship and the Langholm Dyer. Ardacy is up towards the outside in that yellow jacket, purple epaulets, but touching down just the leader there, I'd say, was in fact Ardacy from the Langholm Dyer. Well, that was the first open ditch. All told in this race, they have 5 open ditches, the water twice, and the remaining 19 fences are all plain ones. This is a plain one they're coming to now. The Langholm Dyer jumps it just first from Gamesmanship. There you saw the back marker taking that fence. That was Cologne Abbey, one of the 2 Arthur Stevenson runners. But on their way now towards the next fence, number 3. And this fence, which will be the second last when they get to it on the final circuit, but just over 2 complete circuits to go, and it's the Langholm Dyer with now Midnight Madness coming through strongly to dispute the lead. Midnight Madness, who's made the long haul up from Launceston down in Cornwall. He likes to be up with the pace most of the way. He's now going sweetly in second, and followed by Polar Nomad 3, Ardacy 4, Gamesmanship 5. Wisconsin is gone 6. In 7th place as they pass the post for the first time is Andrew. And the back markers are Jelupe, Sam Da Vinci, Boris Seaver, and finally, last of all, in 13th place is Cologne Abbey. That's the order in the early stages of the Eider chase, a listed race, a well-established race too. It saw the emergence of Highland Wedding, who came through after winning this one to go on to Aintree to win the National itself. It's the Langholm Dyer who leads. The Langholm Dyer, a faller last time out, but going strongly up front, and followed by Polar Nomad. And then Midnight Madness relegated to 3rd. Andrew a close 4. Ardacy comes next in 5th place. And nearing a plain fence now, the first of the 2 downhill ones. It's number 6 in the race. And coming to jump it first and over first was the Langholm Dyer. And Boris Seaver, just a bit of a mistake there, just behind the leading group, and still last of all is Cologne Abbey. And now they come to the 7th, and it's the Langholm Dyer just by half a length from Midnight Madness, back up in 2nd place, and after him close is Polar Nomad. Then towards the outside, Ardacy still going strongly, and followed by Andrew on the inside, the horse for whom there's a little money in the betting shops this morning. But it's the Langholm Dyer into the back straight for the first time, leading by a length and a half from Polar Nomad, and then Midnight Madness, Ardacy, Andrew on the inside, then Wisconsin, and after these leaders as they come to this next fence, the 8th, which will be the 8th last on the next circuit. Racing midfield on the outside, Sam Da Vinci, and then Cool Brew, followed by Jelupe. An open ditch now, and the leaders all stretching over that fence, with the Langholm Dyer still in command from Polar Nomad, who took this listed race last year at 11-2. The Langholm Dyer, Polar Nomad, Midnight Madness, and Ardacy. These 5 all closely grouped, with Andrew next, and then Sam Da Vinci. Wisconsin up towards the outside, and Gamesmanship, and they're followed by Jelupe. Just after that one, Cool Brew, and only 2 follow, and they are Boris Seaver, and last of all still Cologne Abbey. At the next now, the Langholm Dyer still leads from Midnight Madness and Ardacy. and one down at that fence. The fence is hidden by me by a copse of trees. I'll try and pick it up for you as soon as I can. The LANGHOLM DYER still led, but a bit slow, as you saw at that fence, the LANGHOLM DYER, but still disputing it with Midnight Madness, and then Poland Nomad and Eider. And here is the fallen jockey, and it's Martin Brennan, and Sam Da Vinci, of course, was the horse who came down. Sam Da Vinci, who was shouldering top weight. So they begin the turn into the home straight for the second time. We're still well over a circuit to run, and it's the LANGHOLM DYER still bowling along happily in the lead, followed by Midnight Madness on the near side and Poland Nomad with a white cap, and then Eider. Just after Eider comes Jelupe making ground. Wisconsin still very prominent, as is Andrew. Coming to the second in the straight, a plain fence this one. The LANGHOLM DYER joined by, on the outside, Eider, and on the inner by Poland Nomad. Then comes a Midnight Madness very close, and Jelupe, and then Wisconsin BREW, followed by Gamesmanship, and then the back markers Boris, and still last of all is Cologne Abbey. And now they are at the 15th fence and over it. Over on the inside of the course, you can see the horse who fell. That's Sam Da Vinci. On the golf course, he is, in fact. Meantime, the LANGHOLM DYER still shows the way. The LANGHOLM DYER from Poland Nomad and Eider. Midnight Madness back in 4, and then Wisconsin and Andrew. And then behind Andrew races Jelupe, with BREW, Gamesmanship, Boris, and still last Cologne Abbey. But John Oaksey, they're still very well grouped indeed, these runners in the Eider chase. How do you see it panning out now?
They've done a good gallop, Rawley, and there's still an awful long way to go. The whole circuit of Newcastle racecourse. The LANGHOLM DYER always loves to run along in front. There's no sign yet that Midnight Madness in 4th place here, 4th or 5th, is finding it too soft. He's still going well and has been sailing along happily from the start. The same can't be said for Cologne Abbey. I think Chris Grant's been having an unhappy ride on Cologne Abbey, who's still last at the moment. And I'm sorry to say that Boris, with my charity bet, is one of the back markers, but in touch, close enough, and so is Jelupe. Jelupe just jumped. Now, Boris, oh, very nearly gone there. Desperate mistake by Boris, great recovery by Mr. Seamus Mullins, but I'm afraid that will knock Boris out of the race, and Eider up there with the LANGHOLM DYER in front.
And a horse that didn't jump that fence and pulled up was Andrew. So the field further decimated, and the back markers BREW and Gamesmanship and Boris are all struggling now, with the new leader Eider showing the way by about a length and a half. Eider is in the lead, and BREW has been pulled up, but it's Eider being pressed now by Jelupe on the outside, and after these two comes the LANGHOLM DYER, still very prominent indeed in 3rd, and then Cologne Abbey beginning to run on. He's now disputing 4th and 5th with Midnight Madness, and there's another one gone there, and it was Cologne Abbey who fell. Cologne Abbey, when making ground at the time, has fallen, and now we have yet another new leader, and it's Jelupe, who has been taken to the front by Sandys-Clarke to go past Eider and the LANGHOLM DYER, with Midnight Madness fighting back strongly, going up into 4th just ahead of Wisconsin. And so they make their way round towards the closing stages of this marathon listed Tote Eider handicap chase, with Jelupe the leader, but only by a couple of lengths. He jumped it rather the better, though, of the leaders. Eider. In fact, Jelupe's gone on clear now. He's gone about 5 lengths up, and one who is in trouble there is Rawsell, and Rawsell, in fact, is being pulled up. So it's Jelupe, the leader, from Eider in 2nd place. The LANGHOLM DYER coming very strongly again back into contention and going past Eider. Midnight Madness is being ridden along very strongly indeed by Rod Green to try and close on the leaders. At the first in the straight, the final open ditch, and it was Jelupe up and over first. The LANGHOLM DYER took it in 2nd place, and Eider was over 3rd, and then Midnight Madness. And this quartet have gone clear of Wisconsin and Boris, who is making late headway, and then Poland Nomad, and Gamesmanship is now last of the survivors. Jelupe touches down over the 2nd from home in the lead, but Jelupe is there to be caught if anybody can find some speed, and it's the LANGHOLM DYER in second place, but he looks desperately tired. Midnight Madness is rallying under the strongest of pressures, and he's gone third in front of Eider back in four at the final fence. Jelupe up and over first for his owner trainer Robin Sandys-Clarke, from the LANGHOLM DYER over second, and then Midnight Madness and Eider. These have gone clear of last year's winner Polar Nomad and Boris Seaver, and then Wisconsin in gamesmanship, but close home, and a famous victory for the Sandys-Clarkes, with Jelupe coming home a good winner in the end by some 6 to 8 legs from the LANGHOLM DYER. Midnight Madness up from Cornwall was over the line third, and then came Eider in fourth, and after these Boris Seaver, a fairly remote fifth, it has to be said, followed by Polar Nomad, and then just hacking in and up to the line now gamesmanship and Wisconsin. And so the outcome of the Tote Eider chase, it's a win for number 6, Jelupe, owned by Mr. Robin Sandys-Clarke, who also trains him and rode him. He was bred by Mrs. Sandys-Clarke. The runner-up was number 5, the LANGHOLM DYER, ridden by Liam O'Hara, who was replacing Phil Tuck, who's just announced his retirement. Third home, number 2, Midnight Madness, ridden by Rod Green, and fourth was number 9, Eider.
It's 5 to 2 favourite and 13 round.